Do you mind if I plug another show? There's a show that Kim is going to be on Showtime, right? You just did a pilot for it.
Did a pilot on Showtime called Queen Fur, too. And that's a dark comedy and playing ex-beauty queen with a daughter. I have another daughter. I'm sorry to tell you here in front of everybody.
You have another strand?
I have another strand.
Let's go right here. Over there? Oh, okay, sorry. Go for it.
I just wanted to thank you guys for being here. My name is Ashley. I was born in South Carolina, but I live in Alabama now, so that covers both of you. But I just wanted to say, first of all, Kim, I loved you when you were in Lost, and I know you probably don't hear that a lot, but you were amazing when you were in Lost. But my question is for Alycia. It's a question about the 100, but
You on that show?
What is the 100?
I just wanted to know, because this most recent season of The 100, they've kind of brought Lexa back in spirit, and we're all very thankful for that. I was just wondering if you kept up with all the things that they talk about with Lexa and everything that they say that she says, and just what they talked about with Lexa since you're gone.
In the TV show, you mean?
Yeah, in the TV show.
I don't, because I think it's I gave so much of your heart and soul into that project, and then when you move on to something else, you kind of need to give it all your focus. So once I moved to Fear, it became my primary focus, and I read everyone's wonderful comments and messages on Instagram and Twitter, and that I always see that, and that's so humbling and incredible. But to exist in that story still sometimes can be a little too. It's hard to balance that, especially professionally too. So I don't really know, but I do hear about it from all the fans who come up and they're like, guess what just happened? So, kind of my way of keeping up, I guess.
Good question. Where are you staying over there? All right. I'll allow it.
Hi,
Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Emily and I'm from Tennessee. Okay, so my question is for Alycia. So obviously you're very loved by literally everyone, so so what is it like
Colman disagrees.
when these strangers just come up to you and they confess their love for you and you're like, what is that like?
That'd be a really good time for me
What is
to.
that?
Yeah, how's that?
What is that, Alycia? You're so adored. You get all those presents.
Everybody loves you.
Meanwhile, you're catching shade over here, and everyone loves you.
You know what?
Shade.
I'm getting shade. She's getting the love, right?
I would first like to say, get in line, because we love her most of all.
Yes, we do.
I'm a bear.
Yeah, it's, you know what, I never expected that experience. I always just wanted to do this job, and I always knew I loved being creative and to play characters, and I never ever considered the impact it would actually have on people and people's lives and people's real experiences. At first it was quite overwhelming to hear everyone's really personal journeys, because I'm someone who takes a lot of that on board, and so for me I was just so taken aback by how moved people were with it, and then slowly I was able to kind of balance it so I could really hear everyone's stories, and it's amazing. I mean, the outpouring of love is just extraordinary. I don't think it's something you do get used to, and you cannot feel, it's not like, it doesn't feel real in a way. Like, it is so real that it's hard to comprehend. Do you know what I mean? Like, that gravity, that depth that people feel, it's so extraordinary, and I mean, it makes me emotional. So when I do things like this, I really give, a piece of my heart to it, because it means so much to everyone. So it's very, it's overwhelming and extraordinary and humbling, and I'm forever grateful for it. And I mean, everyone's just been so beautiful and lovely. So, yeah. Traveled so much.
Just wanted to buy makeup and go to the spa. Over here, we have time for just a couple more questions.
Hi, my name is Janice, and I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And I don't have a question, but I've got a present for Colman, if I could give it to him.
Sure, absolutely.
That's so sweet.
I'm Brandon, by the way.
Is it a good present? Oh, that's beautiful. What?
Is it a watch?
It's okay. Can you mind if I share it with you? Okay, but can I give you a hug? I have a bracelet that says badass on it. That Alycia! Look at my gifts, Alycia! People love me too!
That's amazing.
Isn't that great?
Great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Let's go up top. See if we can go just around one more time.
Hey, my name is Michael, and I am also from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. And I just want to say real quick, Alycia, I as well don't know a thing about sports. I had to ask my friend Brandon what roll tide
Yes. More of us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But I also wanted to say real quick, for a lot of die-hard Fear fans, you guys, all four of you, are what it's all about. And we really want to just thank you for coming out. It's such an honor to meet you guys. Thank you for all your amazing work and the performances you continue to turn out. My question was kind of dealing with the jump from season 3 to 4. Obviously, there's a big time jump. And I would be really curious to see, how Luciana got back to the group, what happened with Nick, and I know Frank is off the show now, but it'd still be something I'd be really curious to see. Is that something that you think may be explored in the future?
I think it would be fun. I want to see Frank. I mean, it's when we came to Austin, I remember we were looking at each other, how do we get here? How can we justify this entire trip? Actually, Alycia, Colman, and I, we looked at the map and we're like, we really traveled. Holy cow!
Did we walk here?
And then I remember Lenny walked by. I'm like, did you do that too?
Colman, these are 8 states.
Yes.
So you're telling me he walked from Virginia
You really did that.
to Texas? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That was in between takes, by the way, which is not appropriate for that kind of a thing. But it would be fun to kind of see that journey. In my experience, I mean, looking at the map really makes all the difference,
I think that when we went back to work, they basically said it'd been about a year, right?
Yeah.
A year had transpired. So, and we sort of got just cursory information of what that was. We really didn't know the details of what that journey was, just sort of like an overview of it. But it would have been fun to see. But
We see a little glimpse of that when Madison finds Althea. And by the way, I love that sequence.
that was fun to do.
It was
that. Yeah.
beautiful.
So thank you. Thanks, Danay.
All right, we have just one last question down here. It's going to wrap us up. No pressure. Don't screw up.
Right. My name is Sarah. I'm from Virginia Beach. My question is, has there been anything super special about being on Fear that you haven't had with any other project?
I've learned more from this cast than I've ever learned. This was my training ground. Kim, Colman, Danay, Cliff, Frank, are all just so extraordinary. And the lessons, the ways that Kim leads a set, how she the gravity she has, the momentum she brings to a set, the way that Colman is able to just rally the troops, get us all through. It's so, I just learned so much from this experience. And that for me has been incredible. Yeah.
I think we grew together, we grew into a family. It was almost like we were all just meant to be together, and we really traveled through 3 countries doing this show, between America and Canada and Mexico, and the hours are long, the stunts that were grueling, but it bonded us in an incredible way. I'm grateful for it.
It teaches you, a show like this teaches you how to be sort of graceful and grateful, and to really work as a team, as a unit, because of these long hours, and everything is, it's demanding, and it's also, you're dealing with very heightened stakes all the time. You know what I mean? It's a hard place to be all the time, so we got to find the light together, and so we have to find ways to eat and enjoy one another, and, you know, just be. So you just learn a lot about yourself and you grow.
And for me, you know, when I joined the show, my experience was just Frank Delane, like the entire time, every day. And then when we went to season 3, then I joined the entire family, and then everything was like doubling down on what I learned from Frank, and it was like doubling down with Colman later on, because I didn't meet him until we got to America. We're like, we haven't met. Like what?
Suddenly we're side by side.
We're side by side with guns and all that.
Like, okay, apparently we bonded.
I think we bonded. I think we just did the whole thing. we were. But then, you know, working with Kim, we had this like scene that she looked so scary to me. I'm like, wow. Remember when you came and I was handcuffed?
Yeah.
I was like, why you sound so creepy? I mean, I don't see you creepy on the television. You're staying, right? Yes, I am. Remember that?
Yes, I remember. You were like scared of me in the bed. And I was like, it's all about my son.
Yes. It was like she switched, and it was the first time I kind of worked with her like one-on-one without having like, you know, running around. And with Alycia, it's been a trip. I mean, we were in a helicopter together.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my gosh, people hanging off the helicopter. It's like, it's a lot. We went through storms together.
Yep.
Our trailers almost like kind of like flipped at the same time. We had to like, I mean,
Evacuated.
Remember that? We crashed a school, like for real, to be safe. So when you think about that, you laugh and you're like, wow, that really happened, and not that long ago, but it feels like forever. It's just because it kept happening. It's cool.
We were commiserating yesterday about how tired we still were, and I was like, we go back really soon.
Yeah.
Still not recovered.
One of us had to break that. I'm like, Alycia, yeah, I'm really tired still. Me too. Oh my God, I'm happy you said that. I'm like, I haven't told anybody. Now we're telling everybody. We haven't recovered.
All right, captain's order over here. I'm going to take one more question.
Hi, my name's Isis. I'm from New Jersey. What advice would you have for someone that wants to go into acting? This question's for all of you.
I'll get it started. I think the advice that was given to me is to be generous. Ask how you can be a part of something and what you can give. Learn as much as you can. Respect the craft. If you want to be an actor, you want to be an actor, a real craftsman. It's not about being famous or star or anything like that. That's sort of, it's added. That just happens because of the work and how it needs to be amplified and out there in the world. Be interested in the craft, respect it, and be kind, because kindness will take you a long, long way in your career.
It's about life experiences too. Keep yourself open to them and to humanity. And like waiting tables, for me, I learned so much about people and different types of characters. And stay in class, study and stay in class and learn as much as you can, because that's what you fall back on when you're in a storm and there's no time and you haven't been able to eat your lunch and you're this and you've got your craft to rely on, and it's important.
Watch, listen, and observe. That, I think, is very important. You should always be listening and watching, because that taking it in is far more powerful than just, getting things out all the time. It's about absorbing it.
And for me, I agree 100% with Colman. I always focus on what I can contribute to whatever I'm doing. And if I'm part of a class, and that goes for any career really, like even when you don't know, what can you contribute with what you've got? That will get you in the door. And then from there you start, whatever, waiting tables, cleaning, I can do this, I can do your makeup, don't worry about it. Everybody's kind of learning too. But focus on what can you contribute to this, because it really matters.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Everybody, the veterans, the OGs of Fear the Walking Dead.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
See you at the tables.
Yes.